Hello, my name is Noel G Whelan. Thank you for coming to my channel, and please like and subscribe and send to the most important people you know. Today we're going to talk about critical infrastructure and the implications for security and resilience. I want to talk about what is critical infrastructure. Critical infrastructure is what defines a country. It's the infrastructure that makes a country work. Our water, our electricity. For example, we're in Sydney, Australia. This is Sydney Opera House. Over here we have the Sydney Harbour Bridge. We have over here the train structure, Central Quay. Everything links together, and here's the port. Just to your right hand side over here we have the port of Sydney here, Sydney Harbour. Now this is really important to ask ourselves, what is critical infrastructure? Critical infrastructure is what keeps the lights on, it keeps the chemicals, to keep the water clean. It's about the whole infrastructure of our nation state. And what are the implications if that is attacked or if it's criminally infiltrated, and the implications going to have for the country, the nation, and as an international player, the embarrassment of your critical infrastructure going down. Now recent events have showed that with COVID-19 that when we have a critical infrastructure we have to protect it even more. Now most countries, when it comes to critical infrastructure apparatus, they have to import the pieces to keep the mechanism going. Now here's the implication for that. What happens when this is attacked? What happens when it's infiltrated? What happens when we lose that critical infrastructure? Again, our planes, trains, automobiles, the power that keeps the information and the automation going, and as well the internet and the Internet of Things that undermines and underpins the whole infrastructure of the nation, again from cyber attack. We need to introduce multi-deterrence layers. Multi-deterrence layers is what looks and helps us look at our infrastructure in multitude of different ways and lots of different threats and how they can be mitigated, and building resilience in. Two, we have to look at the next part, which is if we do get attacked, what happens when people get onto your site, your mining system, your electrical system, your right across the whole genre of the critical infrastructure. When criminals or terrorists get into your infrastructure, it gives them confidence. We call it the golden hour. When you're in the golden hour, the more time they have on your location, the more confident they become, the more emboldened, and the more difficult it is to get them off. Again, in the modern situation, we don't actually have people coming onto the site. They can actually attack you from the external. Now, the other implication for our critical infrastructure and security is how we actually deal with the people working in and causing problems. So the human impact on our critical infrastructures and the mistakes they can make, and how we can mitigate when it comes to our staff, and how we can actually protect across the whole human resources application of our infrastructure. Again, because often it's the people in the system that make it vulnerable. Now we also have to look at how we can actually secure in the new ways, using the Internet of Things, using all the applications to our availability. For example, when we look at security in the traditional model, it's not really going to stand up to the new challenges we're facing going forward. So I have to introduce what I call the security and security through obscurity, how we can actually obscure what you want your opponents to see, i.e. terrorists, criminals, or whatever, across the seas, the land, the air. We have to give security through obscurity. Then we also have to look at how the implications are with your staff. Is somebody utilizing your staff within? So we have the human factors involved and the risk involved, which we look through the threat assessment of the risk, rather than the risk model, to looking at your staff, in case the staff get infiltrated and are causing you problems from the inside out rather than the outside in. And again, we have to look through the many genres of how we can be impacted in the risk model. Now, the last part we want to talk about is the critical infrastructure cycle. How do we keep looking at our critical infrastructures when they all interact with each other across the whole nation, and the cityscape and the countryscape, and across the cityscape and the people, how it all intermingles with each other. So contact us at Quant&Co, and we can actually come through, look at your critical infrastructure. We can give you that 30 minutes wherever you are globally, online, speak to you, and actually do an assessment online, and we can speak further about how we can help you, and in effect helps us all together to keep our critical infrastructure safe for the future. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and please share with those who need it. Have a good evening from Sydney.